good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Friday, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Excuse the hot water bottle. I was at the physiotherapist yesterday and I think they've broken my neck trying to get the knots out. I'm in absolute agony. What have you got on you?
Oh, I burnt my hand doing your water bottle.
Bless you. Yeah.
Hang on, Kate. How did you hurt yourself? Was it flip-flopping from one point to the next point?
I was pouring the water in and it all shot out.
I wasn't talking about you, Tim. I was talking about Kate's neck. She's from flip-flopping.
Yeah, it was.
Not only have you hurt your neck from flip-flopping, poor old Jimbo's got hurt to try and make you better. So you know what? Nothing ever went from flip-flopping, Kate. Remember that.
That's true. That's true.
Where are we today? Ange out or Ange in? What are we today?
Ange firmly in today, but ask me on Monday.
How much percent?
95.
Oh, okay.
But ask me Monday, it might have changed. Jimbo, apart from your burnt hand, how are you doing today?
Yeah, very happy.
Good.
Happy.
Happy clapping?
Yep, always.
Good. That's what we like to hear. Mr. Chang, how are you doing?
I'm very, very well here in Malacca, the historical city of Malaysia. And this is one of those very, very rare weekends, rare Fridays in which I'm able to be back with my family. And I am so glad for our upturn in fortunes in the past week since our midweek League Cup win over Coventry City up to last night. A very dramatic and event-filled Europa League opener win against Qarabag at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And yeah, I'm absolutely bouncing right now. I'm on cloud 9. Absolutely cannot wait for Sunday to take place at Old Trafford.
Yeah, exactly. Massive game Sunday. And Mr. Nicholas, how are you? I bet you're glad you did not go to the game yesterday.
Well, I am glad I did not go to the game yesterday because the weather outside was frightful. A little Christmas. There was no fire on because heating doesn't go on in September. You put a jumper on. So all those people that got their heating on, put a jumper on, put some clothes on. No, heating does not go on until at least November because it's expensive. So
it is very expensive.
So I'm glad I didn't go. One, because it was just wet and miserable, wasn't it? Like some of this fan base. And also it was delayed, and I probably would have got back about midnight and everything else. But it was a good look. Dragoshin, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but Dragoshin had a chance. Very disappointing. But we won 3-0. Brennan Johnson scored again. So I'll put my hand up. I'm in the mud. Brennan Johnson's put me in the mud. And I'll quite happily stay there if he carries on scoring goals and upsetting the wet blanket brigade as well. So it's always good. So Brennan Johnson, carry on doing what you're doing. So
exactly that. And not only that, but of course, I heard on the news this morning it took Qarabag 6.5 hours to get from Azerbaijan to London. Then it took them 6.5 hours to get from Stratford to the Tottenham Stadium, and that is unbelievable.
Well, all I can say is then they shouldn't have stayed in Stratford, should they? And
they're getting fined for being late, just to add insult to injury. It's hilarious. But anyway, stuff the carrier bags. We don't care. Let's have a look.
You couldn't make that up, could you?
You couldn't. No, you couldn't make it up.
I told you, Glenn Oddle said that they was stuck in traffic in a game, so they put their kit on and their boots on the coach, walked the rest of the way to the ground and went straight to the pitch. Right, they were at home as well, and he said we went straight on the pitch and was ready for the other team, and the other team was still in the changing room, and the other team got fined for being late. And he said we were the ones that were late, and they got fined for not coming out on the pitch.
Love it. Big up, Anthony Clark. Peter's here. 9 p.m. in Melbourne. Don't understand time differences. Angus, 65% Angus is here. Drew La La is also here. Hope you're well, Drew La. Jess is here. Hope you're doing well, Jess. Good to see you. Shemtan's here. Says, afternoon, Princess Kate, Sir Jimbo, Mr. Royale Senior, and the youngest looking old man, Mr. Chang. Hope everyone's great. Have we all calmed down from that chaotic game last night? We will go into the game shortly. Big up Paul. Angus with the Qarabag should have scored a few goals. If they had quality, they would have. If
Hang on, Kate, hang on. I've got some breaking news. Raya is still wasting time and he's on the floor. That's why Qarabag were late yesterday. Yep, that's the confirmed reason. Arsenal were time wasting. Yeah.
Big up Luke. Says, Angus, you're always in Spurs shows. You're Spurs and you know you are. Yeah, exactly. But they didn't, Angus. They lost by 3 goals with 10 men. Exactly. Against 10 men. 28 degrees in Spain. Says Angus. Big up Chris Agambar. Hope you are doing well. We got lucky. Have a day off, Angus. Have a day off.
Angus, can I just say one thing? Kate, am I allowed to swear?
Yes.
Okay. Your holiday must be shit, mate, if you're in this chat and there's sun outside, because this weather is depressing. Come on, Angus.
That's where he lives.
Go and enjoy yourself. He lives in Spain, does he?
He lives in Spain, yeah.
Oh, well, then you should be happy, Angus. I thought he lived in Scotland. Why did I think he lived in Scotland?
No, he's Scottish, but he moved to Spain because Scotland. Well, make your own mind up.
Go and enjoy the sun. Oh, so hang on a minute. So basically, what you're saying is Angus is a drug dealer out in Spain. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I refuse to.
Allegedly, Angus. I better say that because you might sue me.
Exactly. Big up Destiny 5 and Ronnie as well. Angus says Richarlison is back in training. I haven't heard that, but you obviously keep up with Spurs news. Big up Steve D. Good to see you, sir. Angus says I can't say the reason why I've moved to Spain. Maybe he's in.
That's fine, Angus. That's fine. But do you know what? If you had the choice of Spain or Scotland, then I'd choose Spain as well, mate.
Exactly that. Look,
Steve D lives in Scotland.
Yeah. That's
so
enough reason.
They're all living somewhere else.
Big up to everyone that's joining us. Anyway, please smash the like. Sonny's injury could be a hamstring. I hope not.
No. Ed just come out and said that he's okay. He was just tired.
Yeah, I thought he was just tired.
I don't know. He went straight down the tunnel. I'm not convinced about this one.
Oh, God. But to be fair, he's not been playing his best.
Well, he gives someone else a chance, doesn't it? One of the younger ones.
Yeah, let's wait and see. But Jimbo.
Werner.
Oh, stop. Don't. The wet blanket brigade really will have a heart attack if that happens. Jim, obviously great win last night, but let's start with Dragusin. What was he thinking? Was it a red?
Well, I don't know. But you know what, right? I'm of the opinion that he done it. It happened. Let's move on from that. It made the game more exciting, and it kind of evened the game out a bit because we were 10 against 11. They needed a bit of help, didn't they? But it still didn't do them any good. But I don't know what he was thinking, Kay. But look, at the end of the day, it's like Anne said, you can't just blame him. It was a sloppy passing as well from the kickoff. They were a bit sloppy when they were there passing. So they passed back to him. It was only him and the other guy left. So they put him in a little bit of trouble anyway. So, but look, he got sent off. It happens. You know, we don't slaughter him for getting sent off. Just happens now and again. So for me, it's not a major issue.
I was going to call you Sonny then, Chang, because I've just been reading about Son on the.
All right. We're going to call you Kate Bentoncourt now, are we? Is that what we're going to do? Unbelievable, Chang.
I was reading the news about Sonny to see if there was any update. But Mr. Chang, do you think it was a red card? What's your thoughts?
By the letter of the law, yes, it was definitely a red card. I mean, if it was the opposition who committed the foul, I will be screaming for the red card. And I think we've seen this happen to the opposition too on multiple occasions where we are bearing down on goal and we are clean through and our forward player gets taken out and it's an immediate red. Although there was no malicious intent, the very fact that he was the last player and he was clean through on goal, I think it was a red all year long. I've pretty much seen every compilation of the Spurs YouTube watch along reactions, whether it's Ben and Sim on We Are Tottenham TV, Jacob, no, not Jacob, it was that Korean girl, Yummy, and a lot of
Irish
other
Hotspur.
Irish Hotspur as well. Mr. Harris and Jack Hineke. The moment it happened, everyone knew it's going to be a raid. It was a raid all day long, and I think he can have no complaints. The fans should have no complaints. And yeah, this is one of those things that happens in the heat of the moment. And if anything, I would actually put it down to Dragushin not really controlling the ball, giving up possession, getting caught in possession. But then again, in the heat of the moment, maybe, just maybe, with a little bit more experience, a bit more know-how, he would have tried to stay with the forward rather than foul him. And the very fact that it was so obvious that he was tugging him back, he had hands all around his jersey. So yeah, the moment you pull another player down with a professional foul, that has to be looked at and dealt with. And yeah, it was dealt with a red.
Yeah, I agree. Nick, Rinketic says the Dragusin red card is on Ange. Why is it on Ange? And was it a red? What's your thoughts on it all?
Do me a favour, Kate. Do me a favour.
I don't see how it is. Look, I think for me the pass was from Mickey was a little bit loose. However, the fact of the matter is Dragoshin's not playing games. He probably doesn't let it go across him, and then he probably, it was a kind of makeshift back four, right? I think Archie Gray did fantastically well, and that's good to see. Look, he's only 18. I'm not going to go crazy on him and start saying he's the next Kyle Walker or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So, but he certainly played his part. Obviously, Mickey was the only one there that from the the normal back four that would play. And look, it happens. It was a red card. I mean, I'm sure if it was Arsenal, they'd be crying, why was it a red card? Like they have done the last two red cards, which were also red cards. So, look, it like you said, it leveled the game up a little bit. David Clark's right. If everyone had taken their chances, it could have been a basketball score. At times in that second half, it was you have a go, we have a go, you have a go, we have a go. But what I was impressed with again last night was our press and Solanke. And Solanke was kind of everywhere. He was up the top. He was in defence. The press that led to the first goal for Johnson to just coolly slide it in. Look, it's all positives, and it's good that it's not only coming from, we've seen it only coming from one or maybe two players. It's good that it's now coming and look, it's only game 4, game 5 for Solanke. He scored 2 goals. We can't, you can't ask for more than that. And, we go into Man United on Sunday, 3 wins out of 3. And like Iggy said this morning on his video, you've got to enjoy the wins because the losses are going to come as well, right? So we need to enjoy the wins. And we need to see how it is and not go on this roller coaster of emotions, because if he played the youth, or we played like we did against Coventry and we'd lost or drawn, everyone would have been Ange out. We beat a team, regardless of who they were and where they're from. We beat a team with 10 men 3-0. We kept a clean sheet with our back four that wasn't our normal back four. Vicario made some world-class saves. It was never a penalty. How Ramiao or whatever their player didn't get a booking the third time, let alone the second time, is beyond me. So look, a lot happened yesterday. It was good for, good for the neutral, good for people that went who wouldn't have maybe normally got a ticket, and they got to see goals, a penalty, red card, and it had everything yesterday. So look, onwards and upwards. I think Sunday is it suits both of us. We're both very similar in terms of how we're going to play. I think, the pressure is firmly on Erik ten Hag. There's no pressure on Ange because we've never, I don't remember the last time we've gone to Old Trafford and won. Probably it was in COVID when we smashed. And then before that, maybe it was Gareth Bale the first time he was there. So look, there's no expectation. The pressure is all on Man United. You know, if you say, you know, if we play with the intensity that we played the first 25, 30 minutes that we have done in most of the games that we've started, and, you know, we finish our dinner, then we should come out with a win. But I'd take a point straight away. I don't know why people are going, oh, it's mid-table Man United, they're mid-table. Look, it's Man United at Old Trafford. It doesn't matter whether they're Man United at mid-table or they're Manchester United. You know, it's not going to be easy. So, look, it is what it is. It's going to be what it is. If we carry on, we got some tough games. Every game is going to be tough now. You know, after that, Brighton away, then City again, or, you know, there's games so quickly and coming quick, thick and fast. I can't even, you know, I don't think we've got a break, which is good in a way, because if we do have a bad result or a result which we're not kind of happy about, then, you know, we can then make up for it straight away. So
yeah, Angus, I don't really know what to say to this comment. I saw on Football Terrace your fans were saying Archie Gray was man of the match. What game were they watching? He was shocking. I don't think he was shocking at all. I think he made a couple of mistakes, but he's a young kid. I saw people being called out for saying he was man of the match. He wasn't my man of the match. I think Vicario and Solanke both were better on the night. But to say that he was shocking is absolute bollocks. I'm sorry, but it is bollocks, Angus. Joey Barton's here. Oh, another goal for Solanke, Joey. He says, funny, innit? Anyone who isn't positive and worshipping Ange is called miserable, negative, wet, etc. Almost as if people aren't allowed a different opinion. Solanke was great last night. He really was. He really was. And it's another goal chalked off out of that 15. But he does also counteract that with looking at us defensively. We're going to get humiliated very soon. Beyond 72 says, like I always say, Spursy works both ways, but that was the lot in 90 minutes. It really was. Great game, but now I'm ill thanks to the rain, says Destiny. Bless you. And David Clark says, so Qarabag had chances and missed. I had a chance to go out of Shania Twain, then I woke up and banged my head on the headboard. Grow up. Go on, Jim.
I was going to say, look, Spurs seem to be a real funny team this season. Like, they were so open yesterday, and I suppose in a way they could afford to be open, and they were open against Coventry. I think mainly because of the team that was put out. But I mean, they wasn't. I think they defended well in the Leicester game. They defended well in the Newcastle game to a certain extent. Two stupid mistakes. They can defend a lot better when they need to. But yesterday was just one of them games. And I tell you what, I absolutely loved that game yesterday. To me, that's what football's all about. You know, you get games. Yeah, you get games thrown in like that, and I just thought it was brilliant. I mean, I woke my niece up shouting, and she come in and told me off.
Yeah, well, she's got tonsillitis, and she'd just gone to sleep, and Jim screamed because we scored, and she come in because it woke her up. Bless her heart.
But look, it was the type of game that for me personally, maybe because I'm older, I just love seeing games like that thrown in, and it was just an exciting game. Maybe I wouldn't have felt as good if we'd lost, but we didn't. We won 3-0. So I absolutely loved that game last night. Everything about it. The sending off evened it out. They had chances and missed the penalty. We scored 3 good goals. So it was just, for me, brilliant. And to top it all off, cherry on the cake, 2 down, 13 to go. Joey Barton.
Yeah. Bobby Case here says Johnson scored. So happy for the boy. Love a good BJ any day. I mean, Bobby, we was talking yesterday because I was lucky enough to host the We Are Tottenham TV pump up yesterday, which was an absolute honour. I was nervous, but we smashed it thanks to the amazing panel we had. And Bobby and I were both saying that all we want is Johnson to keep performing the way he's performing and scoring goals. And I'm so happy for him. I think he seems such a good kid, and I think there's a player starting to appear. But I've got to give a shout out to this guy, Chang. A lot of people criticised our choice of bringing in Solanke in the window. I heard people saying he can't hold the ball up. I heard people saying he can't link up play. What a load of rubbish. I think he's been immense since he's come to us, especially the last couple of games. I don't know what your thoughts are.
I mean, the only thing that I could say about Solanke is right now is the same thing I was saying all along, even before the start of the season. If he really was available at the beginning of the transfer window, seeing as he wasn't part of the England setup that went to the Euros, and if the club at that moment in time, already had the funds to release him, or rather to activate his release clause, then why wasn't he given a proper preseason? I mean, this is all just hypothetical right now.
Yeah.
The whole ifs, buts, and you know what nuts. But if only he had been given enough time to gel the team, whether it was away in Asia on the Asian tour, whether it was the home and away games against Bayern Munich or whatever it is that we did in preseason, if only he had that extra week or two, you never know what could have happened away at Leicester, away at Newcastle, even at home against Woolwich. So again, I'm glad that he has been scoring, although it's just been tap-ins so far from a yard or two out from goal, but it's goals nonetheless, and that's all that matters for him. If this is to be the momentum that propels him forward for the remainder of the season, long may this continue. I couldn't care less. I honestly couldn't care less if he scores 20 more tap-ins from between now to the end of the season in all competitions. So long as the ball hits the back of that onion bag, I'm very happy for it.
Exactly. And not only that, but it's like AJ said, it doesn't matter if you score a worldie or a tap-in, they're all worth the same. You only get like one goal for it. So, I mean, Nick, are you pleased with Solanke so far?
Yeah, look, a bit of a kind of stop-start. Then we had the international break and everything else, right? So, look, I think, I'm kind of with Chang. It doesn't matter what it says. It doesn't say on the stats 20 odd goals or however many goals, 2 tap-ins, 1 off his bum, 1 falling over. Do you know what I mean? It's the same with, it's the same with cricket. If someone goes and scores 100, yes, there's going to be chances, or they're going to get dropped, or there's things are going to happen, right? So, but you're not going to sit there. 100 still 100. They still scored it. And again, it's if, buts, and maybes, So
yeah.
if he caught this, or if he'd done that, or if he, if he got the ball from out under his feet, he'd have another goal. If so look, I think the most impressive thing is that not just for Solanke, but the problem we've all been saying from Leicester Newcastle game onwards is the front three, and we've seen we've seen where it is, So look, let's just if he scores 20 goals this season, if Brennan Johnson scores 20 goals, and if Son gets 20 goal contributions, then we're in a conversation around one of the competitions. So look, that's all we can ask, because normally it's been Harry Kane or Son, and then maybe own goals was kind of the next one, right? So if we have if we have 2 or 3 that are pushing each other to try and do better, then then happy days. I don't care if he gets 20 tummy tap-ins. If he gets if we're in the final of the Europa League or Carabao Cup or FA Cup, right, which I think is you got to be realistic. Europa League, Carabao Cup, depends what happens with City, and FA Cup. Europa League is probably the best chance. But if he does that in the final, no one's going to go, "Oh, Dominic Solanke scored another tap in." Yeah, and we want a freaking trophy. So shut up. So.
I mean, Bobby's spot on here. Last year we complained when people were not at the end of that same ball for tap-ins. Now we're complaining someone is there for the tap-ins. And I know Joey Barton, you took exception to this comment, but I think Cam's got a really good point here. The negative swamp people were saying we have to win the next 3 games for Ange to survive a fortnight ago. Well, he's done that, so crawl back into the sludge. Harsh as that is, I get the point. Ange has done what everyone said he has to do. But for some people, it's still not enough. They're going to be, right, well, let's see how he does against the big boys. He's only beat Brentford. He's only beat Qarabag. He's only beat Coventry. We were lucky against this team, lucky against that team. I think it's going to take a lot for these Ange outers and doubters to be convinced. But, he's doing everything he needs to do.
Look, Kate, there's Ange outers and Ange doubters, but Ange outers and Ange doubters that say they're not going to go to games, they go to games. Ange doubters that say they're not going to spend money in the stadium, they go and spend money in the stadium. So, hypocrites, there we go.
Yeah.
What can I say? They're not even flip-flops. They're creating a narrative that they're saying, I'm not going to buy in the stadium. I'm not going to spend money in the shop. I'm not going to buy anything from the kiosks. Well, I saw two of you at the Brentford game buying stuff from the kiosks. I know one of you has bought a shirt from the Spurs shop. So if we want to play, let's do a narrative, at least stick to it. At least stick to your guns. Don't say it. There you go. So I'm just saying, it
double standards.
Stay true to yourself, like I stay true to Emerson Royale. That's all I'm saying.
And like I stay true to Jimbo.
And who won the Milan derby? AC Milan won the Milan derby, and Emerson Royale was playing. But no one says, "Oh my God!" in his first Milan derby, because they all want to throw shade on him. There you go.
There you go. But yeah, Nick with an expose there. It does make me laugh. These people that preach Levy out and yet go to every game, buy merchandise, buy coffees, buy food. But it is what it is. Support how you will. Joey says, I take exceptions to the word in how people will sit and complain about toxicity in negative fans, yet make comments like that. But if you go over to these so-called negative, toxic fans that people are calling out, they will sit there and call out people that are positive, saying we're toxic positivity and that happy clappers. And I mean, I hate that term, because a happy clapper literally is someone that only looks at the good and never criticises the team. But there is somewhere in between. And I think everyone should try and be like that. But you know what? Each to their own. Lisa says also Solanke has the right mentality and attitude on the pitch. He never quits. So that makes others have to not quit and keep pressing. I think Solanke's good attitude is rubbing off on others. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Joey, two wrongs don't make a right. But I'm sorry. I'm going to call people out for calling people out. If it's okay for some to do it, you're not saying it's all right for others to do it. I will call people out. I will say it to their face. I don't have a problem with it. But don't sit there and create this narrative and wind up fans and wind up fan bases and be all negative all the time, and then go and do the opposite, because that's not right either. Yeah, that's not right, and that's not fair. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but when people start getting personal, when people start saying negative stuff just for the sake, and I'm sorry, some people just for the sake of it want to be negative all the time, right? There's no need for it. Just enjoy, like Iggy said this morning, enjoy the wins. Try, if you want to be positive, be positive. If you want to be negative, fine, but don't have double standards and don't say one thing and do another. Actions speak louder than words. That's all we're saying. Yeah. So let's move on, and there we go. I'm just saying it's two wrongs don't make a right. But I'm not having people like, people attack people. Oh, it's the happy clappers. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. It's that. You know?
Yeah. Well said, Nicholas. Yeah, we do the Brennan Johnson and we go, shh. Destiny's guilty of getting a Sonny scarf last night. You're the problem, Destiny. It's all your fault. It's fans like you.
The problem. We found it. I didn't see you, Destiny, so it's fine.
Oh dear. What do people do in flip-flops? They fall flat on their faces. That's me. I am the flip-flop, and that's why I've got a bad neck. Emerson Royale, the Champions League king, says Shemtan. We're now hearing, let's see how we do against United. It's easy to be right if all you do is wait for the next defeat to prove your point. Yeah, Steve, there's some truth in that. I meant to say, I feel Solanke's good attitude and mentality on the pitch of never letting down or quitting is rubbing off. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right there. Joey says, I despise Levy. I want Ange gone. Do I sit here and slag everyone off? Have I said how anyone should spend their money? I actually said the opposite. Yep, Joey, no one's saying you've
not
said
saying
anything.
you. I was just answering. Don't make a right.
Yeah, exactly. Kane talk funny. Solanke talks funny. It's a given. He'll be a success. It's written in the stars. Rinketic says, I feel like I'm being called out.
Yeah, you are, Rinketic. I'm calling you out. There you go. I said it.
Why is he being called? Why is he being called out?
I'll say it with chest. I'm only joking.
Why is Rank being called out?
I don't know.
We're joking, Jim. We're joking.
Oh.
Yeah, it's certainly.
No, I'm saying, but why does he think he's been called out?
Well, because he's got something to worry about, Jimbo, haven't you, Rinketic?
I scored hundreds of goals in my 26-year career, but nowhere is written down one came off my arse or it was an open goal from 2 yards out. Exactly.
Yeah, but that's what Solanke was brought in for, because the amount of times the ball was in the box and no one was there to put it in. That's what his job is, to put it in the back of the net, no matter how he puts it in there. So I don't care if he gets 1,000 tap-ins, just tap them in and give us the goals.
Yeah, I think, Lisa, you're right. The saddest thing about last night was seeing Paul Bergvall have to make way after Dragusin sending off. But someone had to go. But he'll have plenty more time, I'm sure. But let's get into the Premier League predictions for this week. First game of the weekend is a big one. It's a big one from St James's Park. It's Newcastle versus Manchester City, Jimbo. How do you see this one going?
Is it Friday today?
Yes, darling, it's Friday.
Oh my God, that come round quick.
Well, it's 7 days away from last
Someone's
Friday.
had a very good week. He's forgotten the day of the week.
Jim went to sleep. He woke up and he was like, "Is it Friday?" No, Jim, he's been in a coma.
I didn't realise it was Friday today. How do I see it going? I see Newcastle getting spanked.
Oh. What score?
I'm going to go. I think they might nick a goal. I'm going to go 4-1.
Wow.
Blimey. Bold prediction there.
Yeah, well, I think we would have spanked them if we'd have been on it, because we was much better than them. And I've watched most of their games, and I don't think that they've looked good at all. But they've picked up a few points, mainly because the teams they were playing against weren't good enough, including us. On the day we was good, but didn't put the ball in the net. But City won't make that mistake.
Apparently, Isak's only 50-50 to play. Yeah, Angus with his hopium there. Newcastle 2, Man City 1. Mr. Chang, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, without Alexander Isak, I mean, Newcastle would be hard. It would be very hard for them to even score 1 against Man City, let alone 2, as what Mr. Angus is predicting. So I think City should win this. It's only by how many goals. I'm going to predict Newcastle United 0, Manchester City 2. 0-2.
Can I just say to Angus, right? Angus, instead of putting in what you want to happen, right? Tell us what you really think the score will be, not what you want the score to be.
Yeah. Nicholas, what do you think?
Well, it's interesting, right? Newcastle at home are certainly a different a team than they are away, right? But you could argue Isak 50-50, City without Rodri. And that'll be, we've seen how well or not well or unwell that they play. I think it's going to be a closer game than everyone thinks. I think it's going to be 1-0 City.
Oh, very close. And I've gone 2-1 City. I think it's going to be close, but I do think City will prevail, especially with the form that Haaland's in at the moment. Newcastle have yet to convince me this season. They haven't done anything that makes me think, wow, they look really good. But
David Clark said 3-1.
Yeah, I saw that. Then we've got Bummenall versus Leicester City, the dirty, stinking Gooners against Leicester. Chang, how do you see this one going? Please tell me you see Leicester spanking them.
For this prediction, I have to take Mr. Boxer's advice to tell everyone what I think the score will be rather than what I want the score to be. I don't see Leicester getting a point here as much as I would like to, as much as I would love nothing more than to see both Harry Winks and Oliver Skip do well as a midfield duo at the MC rates. But I think it's going to be Arsenal 2, Leicester City 0, unfortunately. 2-0.
That's exactly the score I've done, Chang, 2-0. So we're back on that wavelength again. Nicholas, Birmingham versus Leicester.
Well, shall I do an Angus? What I want to happen, not what is actually going to happen. Obviously, I want Jamie Vardy to have an absolute masterclass, but unfortunately, I see it being a Arsenal win, and I'm going to go 3-0 to Arsenal.
3-0. Wow, it's going up. Jimbo?
I'm going to be football friends with Nick because I fancy the same score. I can't see Leicester getting a goal, and I think Arsenal are going to be miles too strong for them. So I'm going to say 3-0 Arsenal.
Oh, so me and Chang are matching, and you and Nicholas are matching. Well, let's hope we're all wrong and Leicester beat them, whether it be by one little tap in or whatever.
Oh, they'll probably be crying about something. Oh, it wasn't a booking, it was a VAR.
They'll go 2-0 up and then time wastes from the 60th minute onwards just to make sure part of the bus and, you know, the usual Arsenal. Brentford versus West Ham, Nick, is the next one. West Ham, who are in dire straits despite winning the transfer window.
I mean, look, I thought, you know, obviously they didn't do well against Liverpool, right? So in the week, but I actually don't think that they played that badly, considering the team that they had. They were unlucky, but I think just Brentford will just have too much for them, and I'm going to say 2-1 Brentford.
Look, that's the score I did, Nicholas. 2-1 Brentford. Oh, football friend. Jim.
Well, eventually, unless we go 8-0 or whatever, we're going to get the same scores, aren't we, Kate?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, but I like saying it every time.
Okay, Mrs. Patterson. Can I have a jam sandwich, please, Miss Patterson?
Jimbo, what's your thoughts? Well, I love that show. I know exactly what you're talking about, Kevin and Perry.
I think it's actually going to be a really good game, Kate.
Yeah.
Well, when are they playing?
3:00.
What, Saturday? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Monday at 3:00.
Monday.
No.
Saturday. Well, I think it's going to be. I think it should be a good game, and I think there's going to be a few goals in it. So I'm going to go 3-2 to Brentford.
Oh. Apparently, Royale is still crap as well.
Unfortunately, Paul, you are incorrect. He's played for Barcelona.
He can't be that bad. He's playing for one of the biggest teams in the world. So
yeah. And Mr. Chang, yeah, Wissa is still out. Brentford, West Ham. How do you see this one going?
Brentford 1, West Ham United 1. It's going to be a 1-1 encounter.
I fancy Mbuemo to get on the score sheet again. I have to say.
I'm just debating whether I bring him into my fantasy team and take a -4.
Oh, serious stuff. Chelsea Brighton, Jimbo. This should be a good game as well, to be fair.
Chelsea at home. I think this will be a draw, and I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, Kate. I think this will be another good game.
Who to?
2-2, I said.
I know. I thought you might fall for it, but you didn't. Leo's in the house. Big up, Leo. Make sure you all go over and check out Mile High Hotspur. He's making loads of changes to his channel and it's very exciting. So make sure you go over and have a look. Mr. Chang, Chelsea, who are in form, versus Brighton, who are in form. How do you see this one going?
This is one of those matches in which what I hope is going to transpire might very well end up happening. So I'm going to go for Chelsea 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. I want this to be another 1-1 draw.
Okay. Big up, Leo. Been a member for 5 months. Says huge hugs to all the homies. Big up, Leo. Nick, Chelsea, Brighton, Jim and Chang have both gone with a draw. What do you think?
I think Chelsea. I think Chelsea will be too strong for them. I'm going to say Brighton away from home haven't been amazing. They've been much better at home. I'm going to say 2-0 Chelsea.
2-0 Chelsea. And I've gone 3-2 Chelsea. Another game with loads of goals, I think. But I've just got a feeling Chelsea are on the up at the minute. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I think, Chelsea have definitely found their feet. This looks like a bore fest to me. Everton Palace, Nicholas.
Well, you say it's going to be a bore fest. Everton like getting the lead and everything else. I'm going to say 3-2 Palace. I'll say there's going to be goals in this one.
Wow. Well, if some of these results come in, we could have an absolutely goal fest this weekend of games. Jimbo, Everton Palace. Do you think it's going to be a bore fest or
no? I think that some of the players Palace have got really good, and I think they're expose Everton for what they are, absolute crap. So I'm going to go. They might nick a goal. I think they'll probably get a penalty, Everton. But I'm going to go 3-1 Palace.
Wow. Poor old Sean Dyche. Mr.
Yeah, and
Chang,
he's going to be the first manager sacked, I reckon.
Well, I think it's going to be between him and the West Ham manager, the way things are going, or maybe Ten Hag. It's just El Sacchio's all over the place. Mr. Chang, how do you see this one going?
I think Everton might just nick this win. They really have their backs against the wall, and it wouldn't surprise me if Everton came out winners, 2-1. Everton 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Okay, and I have done Everton 0, Palace 1. I've just got a feeling they might nick it. Thing is, Angus, I think every Everton fan I've spoke to has said they'd take David Moyes back. So flip-flopping all over the place. Jimbo, and our next game, Nottingham Forest versus Fulham. Jimbo.
Sorry, I was talking to your sister.
I know, I can see your lips moving.
Nottingham Forest, Fulham. This is a hard one. Fulham are not as good away as they are at home, but I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one.
Oh, Chelsea boys going for a 2-1 Fulham win.
I've got a bit of a soft spot for Fulham, but so 2-2, yeah.
Mr. Chang, what about yourself? Forest, I think, are still unbeaten. Yeah, they are. Still unbeaten. What do you fancy for this one?
I think Fulham might just win this despite Forest and their unbeaten start to the season. I am going to predict it's going to be Nottingham Forest 1 and Fulham 2. So Fulham are going to win this by 2-1.
Wow. Nottingham Forest lose their unbeaten record. Nick, what's your thoughts?
2-1 Forest. I just think they'll be too good for Fulham. Fulham have been poor away from home. Forest have been good. 2-1 Forest.
I have gone for a 1-1 draw on this one, but I'm starting to think maybe I should have done Forest, but I'm going to stick with what I've chosen.
What did you say, Kate?
1-1. I'm going to stick with it and see what happens. Then we've got Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Liverpool, and I have gone for this one. Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. Liverpool are flying, scoring goals at the minute. Jimbo, what's your thoughts on this one? Well, mind you, it is at Molineux.
I'm going to go 4-1 Liverpool, I think. Why are you laughing, Nicholas?
No reason. I suppose you've covered Liverpool winning, so it doesn't matter. And if just
all I want you to do, Nick, is just keep losing weight and giving me tops. That's all I need you to do. Shameless.
Mr. Chang, Wolves, Liverpool.
Interesting. Wolverhampton Wanderers and Liverpool. I think Liverpool will win this, seeing as how they are now second in the table, and if they are to maintain their gap to the league leaders, City, I think they are going to go out for this win. I'm going to predict Wolverhampton Wanderers 1 and Liverpool 3. 1-3 to Liverpool.
Same as my scoreline there, Chang. And you, Mr. Nick, or Mr. TikTok Viral, whenever it happens.
Well, the first one went viral. That off that one page is over 2 million views. So give me my royalties. If we want to moan, Arsenal fans, give me my royalties from you making fun of me. Yeah? Absolutely ridiculous.
You can mug him off, but at least pay him for it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind being mugged off. Do you know what I mean? But pay me for it, yeah?
Exactly.
I'm going to say it's going to be closer than everyone thinks. I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1. So we've all gone for a Liverpool win, which is kind of not surprising. Ipswich Villa, Mr. Chang. Is Ipswich going to kick in gear, or is this an easy Villa win?
I'm not going to say it's an easy Villa win because I still expect Ipswich to score first in this tie and take a first half lead. But seeing how Villa came back strong last weekend to beat Wolves, was it? By those late goals, I think Villa still have enough in the tank to win this. And I'm going for Ipswich 1, Villa 3. Ipswich 1 and Villa 3.
That John Duran is hitting some form as well at the minute. He looks a bit warm. Nick, what's your thoughts on this one?
Can I just say before you go any further that the Liverpool goalkeeper is back?
Oh, okay, thanks.
Thanks, Jim. We've done the predictions. Thanks.
Right.
If you could have given us news for Ipswich Villa, that would have made a difference. But
No.
He's so like Trigger, bless him. Ipswich Villa.
I thought that, John Duran. Look, Villa had a massive change in their team when they played Wickham on whenever it was, Tuesday, Wednesday in the Qarabag Cup. I thought Wickham were robbed. Another penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty. And Wickham had some chances. So look, I think that I think that they will score. Ipswich will definitely score, so they'll definitely score 1. I think it's only going to be 2-1 though. It's going to be 2-1 Aston Villa.
That's the score I too have predicted, a 2-1. I don't think it's going to be as easy as everyone thinks. Jimbo.
Well, I'm going to go against the grain here, and I think this is a banana skin for Villa, and I fancy Ipswich to beat Villa, right? Because Villa are a funny team. They're one of these teams that they either look really good or they look terrible. Don't seem to be any in between with them. So I'm going to predict an Ipswich win by 2-1.
Interesting. Now we'll go to Spurs last. So the Monday night game this week is Bournemouth versus Southampton. I've gone for a 2-0 Bournemouth win on this one. Jimbo, what's your fancy?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's get rid of that.
Bournemouth at home today.
Yes.
I'm going to go 3-1 Bournemouth.
3-1. Chang?
Bournemouth 1, Southampton 1. I think this is going to be my third 1-0 draw prediction this week. But yeah, I think this is going to be a 1-0 as well.
Sitting on the fence a lot this week, Mr. Chang. Splinters all over the place.
I have to stay very even keel this week.
Yes.
Given everything that's transpired. But I will save the best for last.
Exactly. Nick, Bournemouth, Southampton.
I'm going to go 1-0 Bournemouth, like Bobby Kay.
Wow. Okay.
I think he's gone 1-0 Bournemouth, but he's just put 1-0.
Yeah, he has. So. He has gone 1-0 Bournemouth.
So you never know the way the Americans type stuff, right?
Yeah. You and the American on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like when they say it's soccer. Here we go. But yeah, the one big match of the weekend, obviously, Old Trafford, Man United, Spurs. Jim, are you feeling confident?
Yeah, very confident.
I don't know why I even asked you that question. It's ridiculous. I mean, Angie's press conference is coming up shortly, so we will find out if there are any changes. Anyone coming back, anyone out, Sonny, blah, blah, blah. Chang. Oh, excuse me. Angus with his opium here. Man United 3, Tottenham 0.
See, Angus, you're doing it again. So you're saying what you want to happen. Say what you really think will happen.
No, Jim, he's 65% saying what he wants to happen.
Chang, I don't want your score prediction just yet. I just want to know how you think this game's going to go.
Joey's at it as well, Kate. This is what he's wishing.
I know. Opium.
I honestly feel that this is just going to be a repeat of last season when we played there at Old Trafford. We will score goals, don't get me wrong, but given how the way we are defending now, especially even last night as well, I know it's only Qarabag and we had Dragushin and Ben Davies at the back, but if we still defend the suicidal highline, which I know for a fact that Big Ange is going to deploy yet again on Sunday, I can see this ending the same way it ended last season away at Old Trafford, which is going to be a 2-2 repeat. And I really do hope we are the ones who lead. If we are leading, then yes, there is hope that we might hold on for the win. But don't be surprised if this time around we are the ones who are going to be conceding late on. And if they do score first late into the second half, then I think it's going to be very difficult for us to reply. But my big hope for this match is James Maddison. If there ever was a time right now ever in his Spurs career to prove his consistency and also his leadership qualities, this has to be the game in which he picks up his second consecutive man of the match award. If we can get him to play even half as well as we did last Saturday against Brentford, then yes, there's every chance we pick up all 3 points. But again, I've yet to see James Maddison pick up, back-to-back man of the match awards, let alone reliable and dependable performances. So I am just going to be a bit cautious with this tie. And yeah, I'm still sticking with my 2-2 scoreline. Nothing would give me more pleasure than to see Brennan Johnson score 4-4. So if I had to pick 2 goal scorers for us, I really hope it's going to be Brennan Johnson. And the other goal would be a toss-up between Solanke and Son.
Interesting. Now, you want Van der Ven's hamstring to go. So 4 off.
Yeah, hang on a minute. What's all this news about swapping Rodrigo for Saliba, the greatest centre-back next to Gabriel, which I saw last night, Angus? You've been very quiet about Saliba.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, what are we thinking? I'm thinking we're going to Old Trafford and we're getting 3 points. Fuck it. That's what I'm thinking, Kate. I'm thinking we're going to go there. We're going to... Is it 5:30 kickoff or something stupid?
4:30, isn't it?
I don't know. I think it's later than that. Is it later? I don't know. 4:30, 5:30?
It is 4:30. It is confirmed to be 4:30.
Okay,
Mr. Poison, right?
I don't know why I thought 5:30. 4:30, under the lights. If it's raining, Old Trafford roof will be leaking. United's defence will be leaking. The wet blanket brigade will be crying after the game. We're gonna have it all. So I think it's only gonna be a Spurs win. And I know you didn't say it, but I'm gonna say it. It's 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 Spurs. And who scores for Spurs?
I hope that there's another tap in for Solanke. And I also hope Brennan Johnson keeps me in the mud as well. So there you go. Solanke and Brennan Johnson.
I mean, if Man United lose to us at Old Trafford, Eric Ten Hag is in massive shit. The pressure's already building on him. I've actually gone for a 2-2 draw, and I think Johnson will get one and Solanke will get the other. Johnson, I want him to score. Apparently, after he scored the first goal 3 games ago, Irish Hotspur or Jack, one of them two, said that predicted that he would go 10 in 10. And he's now 3-3, so it could happen.
Scored, does Jim also get a BJ on Sunday?
He might well do. If we win, he might do.
Hey, Jimbo!
Jim, what about you? What's your prediction and thoughts and goal scorers, etc.?
My thoughts is we're going to go there and win, and we're going to expose them for what they are. Right, not very good. They've got individual players that are good, but I don't think they play as a team. So I'm going to predict that we will let a goal in because we're good at letting goals in. All right. So I'm going to predict a 3-1 to the mighty Spurs, and Solanke to score a brace, and Johnson to keep the roll going.
Oh, yes. Do you know what? I think there are obviously some people that really don't like Brennan Johnson, but it's just, I think the majority of us Spurs fans just so want this guy to do well. He is young. I know he's not a kid. To me, he's a kid, but he's a young man. He's only 23.
He is a kid.
He's had his confidence knocked. He's received abuse. You know, he's come to this club where the expectations are a lot different than they were at Nottingham Forest. I'm not making excuses for him, but what I am saying is I think he's dusted himself off and really thought to himself, do you know what? I'm going to show him. And that's what he's doing. And yes, he is the same age as Saka. I know that. But I still class them as kids. When you're 46 and you're talking about someone that's 23, to me, that is a kid because I'm old enough to be his mum. So I just think so many of us are behind him, Jimbo.
Okay. I'm going to say I'm going to make excuses for him. Right. He's gone from Forest to Tottenham. Right. He's had to bed in. He's had to play in a completely different way. It's a big change for him, so I'm going to make excuses for him. I always said there was a player in there. There did come a point where I started to worry, was he ever going to fit in with us? I've always said there's a player in there. And I think that it's absolutely brilliant that he's shutting people up. So I love it. And long may it continue.
Yeah, I mean, we all, apart from people that don't want to admit that they're wrong, I think we all want Brennan to do well. Apparently, Tottenham now, Angie's sort of history of winning a trophy in his second season. For Tottenham to win a trophy this year, we are 3-1 to win a trophy. So, you know, they fancy us because for us to not win a trophy, it's 2-9. So they do still fancy us not to win a trophy, but it's not a bad price to win a trophy, 3-1. If you do fancy having a splodge, it's not that bad. But, you know, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, yeah, what's Bobby said here? BJ's for everyone. Jim gets one, Chang gets one, Nick gets one, you get one. Go, BJ! He don't even play the same way in the Welsh national team that he does in Spurs under Ange, so it makes sense why he's having to play two different styles in Spurs matches than in Wales matches. Yep.
Well said, Boris. That's so true as well.
Yep. Modric has won 26 trophies since leaving Spurs for Madrid. You literally couldn't make it up.
And Hugo won a trophy the other night.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
I love them pajamas. Even though they're red, they're lovely.
Well, of course you like them, Kate, because you're a massive flip-flop. You love red.
She's got her Christmas PJs on, look. Because she's not very well. So they're lovely Christmas PJs, but they are red. That's the only thing. That's the only time I'll allow red, when it's Christmas.
Look at Angus giving it large. Look.
What's he
I'm going
saying?
to have to bring it up, Kate. It will be absolutely a miracle if you win a trophy this season. Well, I'm going to tell you now, Angus, right, straight from my mouth, that we're going to win a trophy before you, right? That is 100%. I'm confident of that we win a trophy before you win a trophy. So shove that up your backside, Angus.
Angus has been on the sangria.
No, Amelia said that's not very festive. All three of Johnson's goals he took really well. We're converting chances in recent games, which is so important. 100%. Yeah, bore off, Angus. Bore off with your negative Nancy attitude.
It's nice to see that Johnson and Solanke are linking up really well now. The two of them.
But this is why the pre-season was so important as well, because their partnership would have been more established. But it is what it is. Kev Williams is here, says, I thought Solanke was great last night. I had some doubts, but I'm quite happy with how he's played. I've questioned Johnson. He's been answering the critics well so far. I was wrong. I think a lot of us were wrong. But I mean, I remember watching him when we was going to sign him. I watched loads of his Forest games. And I did say to Jim, look, there is a really good player in there. But then I did go through my flip-flop period of doubting this guy like I have done with Ange. But he's putting me in the mud as well. And I'm happy to stay in the mud. It's good for your skin. And I'm happy to bark in it. Bobby says, feel better, Amelia. Now get that red shit off the screen. My eyes are burning. Boris, I can't wait till next month, mid-October, so we can see how well Odegaard links up with Solanke. Yeah, that's true. Jimbo, fantastic. I love that line. Shove it up your backside. All I'm saying is good luck versus City. Do you know what? Wouldn't it be amazing to beat City and Arsenal to get knocked out by Preston?
There's a massive chance we can beat City, Kate.
Angus, we've lost to them once since we've been at the new stadium. So,
yeah.
You know.
And
that for me wasn't a goal. That was a foul on. Vicario. So look, these things can happen, mate. But don't worry, Angus. Like I say, the Arsenal fans can keep gassing, and you'll go to Preston, and that ain't going to be easy because you're going to rotate, and it's going to be Preston, and I would love it. I'll do me as Kevin King. I would love it. They've still got to go to Preston. They've still got to get a result. Let's just say. Angus, why did you do this? We're talking about City Spurs. Now you need to deflect it onto we've won at your stadium 3 times in a row.
How is that even relevant? How is that relevant, Angus? You're waffling. You're a waffle monster.
I'll put him in a timeout.
Oh, you have as well. You've banned him.
Oh, I know. I weren't meant to ban him.
I think you banned him.
Unban him.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how to unban him.
Hang on, I'll do it.
That's hilarious if you have banned him. That's made my day.
How do I unban him?
I don't ask me. I don't know. This is why you shouldn't be left in charge of technology. Nick, do you think there's any possible chance?
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Angus, I'm going to unban you somehow. It was just a joke.
Nick, do you think it keep the same sort of team? Obviously, Romero will be back. The midfield on Sunday. Who do you think he's going to stick in the midfield?
Well, it'd be interesting because I think we all thought that Bentancur would play last night or start last night because of his ban.
What have I done to Angus?
I'll
probably say
I think potentially, obviously Bentancur, Maddison, and maybe Basuma. Maybe all three will because I can't see Sarr starting. Bergvall won't start. So yeah, maybe it'll be Basuma, Bentancur, and Maddison. Maybe we'll change it up. I don't know. Kulu. Look, we have options now, right? It's not like we have no one on the bench like we used to. Yeah, look, it'd be interesting to see what it goes with midfield. I think we know what the back four and Vicario will be, and I think it will be Johnson, Son, and Solanke. So look, I'm fine with whoever's in that midfield because the good thing is we've got competition, we've got them all pushing each other, and that's what you want. So yeah, Maddison will come straight back in. The other two, who knows? Maybe it'll be Maddison, Kulu, Bentancur. Maybe that's how it'll be. Who knows?
Yeah, I do feel for Bergvall. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Jim, it's difficult. I was a bit worried about our midfield, but all of a sudden you've got like Ben. What is wrong with me today? I can't get anyone's names right. Like Nick said, you've got Basuma, Bentancur, Maddison, Kulu. You've got Bergvall still there. You've got Papamate Sarr. So all of a sudden we've got these choices for the midfield. Who would you start
Well, I've just got to say, before we go any further with that, right? Well deserved, Jim. The Waffle Angus was chatting. Cheers, Phil. I've just got to say that actually Kate said that Sar should have been subbed yesterday, and I said to her, no, he shouldn't, because he could be like man of the match.
Oh,
and,
this one. Don't get.
Oh my God! Can I just say? Say this is the God's honest truth? Jim said it first, and I typed it in the chat. And
no, Kate, I'm not having that. I'm sorry, Kate. The receipts are it's Kate. It doesn't say Jim. So if you're stupid enough to say something that your husband's said in
I did say to you, Kate, that
I'm actually going to remove him from my show forever if he keeps on. He's such a liar. You're such a liar, Boxall.
When you get past her, later on, just do this.
I can tell you something, Jim. I don't care if we beat Manchester United 10-0. There ain't no BJ for you, no matter what now. You lying pig.
Oh, dear, Jimbo.
But, Jimbo, who starts in the midfield?
I think Madders and Kulu back in, and Basuma.
Chang, are you of agreement, or do you see a different midfield starting?
Honestly, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If we can start with the same midfield trio as we did last Saturday against Brentford, I'll be more than happy to keep that midfield trio. Although, because it is United and because it is away at Old Trafford, I wouldn't be surprised if changes are made, especially given how some of those midfielders that played yesterday really proved themselves. And I would still stick with Madison, Kulusevski, and possibly give Bergvall a run out. But because Madison and Bergvall might occupy the same spot, it's going to be Kulu and Pape Matasar in midfield, unless Bissouma is up for it. So, my midfield trio is going to be Madison, Kulu, and Pape Matasar.
Wow, lot of different opinions. What worries me about this is that he does like to get booked. That worries me a bit.
The reason, if I may add something real quick, Miss Kate, the reason why I'm actually choosing Sar is because I just want him to rediscover that rich vein of form in those first 10 matches last season. And you remember Pape Matasar's goal against United at home when we won 2-0, his goal that gave us the opener in that 2-0 win, and seeing how Pape Matasar himself scored last night, the second of our 3 goals from that corner. I really do hope he gets 2 in 2 in a matter of days. So I really want Sar to start, and if he can even score a goal, all the better for him. That makes 2 in 2 for Pape Matasar.
I think I definitely would start. I think I'd start Madison, Basuma, and
Kulu.
But I think it'd be nice to see Bergvall get some minutes. Whether he will, I don't know. But I also agree with you, Chang, with Sar. We're kind of spoiled for choice a little bit at the minute, and I like it a lot. What did Boris say? That ref we had last night made a certain dark hatred of the French come out of me last night, and I said some words whilst watching the match that can't be repeated. This is exactly why I don't do watch-alongs.
Boris is fine. France is a lovely country, apart from the people. It's true.
No, that's not true. I've done a lot of work in France, and I had some really good friends from France.
Yeah, and we've still got your nice friend who's nice.
Yeah, I got one that I've.
One person, bar one person, or the Jim knows the rest of them.
I've got one who lives in Australia now, and we still speak now and again. I've known him for like 40 years.
I've always quite liked Gérard Depardieu, the French actor. And Penelope Cruz. Is she French? I think she's French. And Juliette Binoche.
Binoche?
Oh, I fancy Binoche.
Penelope Cruz, that well-known Spanish actress, yeah?
Oh, yeah, she's Spanish. Oh, yeah. Well, she's nice. I like her.
Yeah, I'd give her one. What?
But, oh, dear. This is why I don't do watch-alongs, because I'd get cancelled because I say too many naughty things. I'm just saying. Bye, Angus. Jim did it by accident. I put you in your lane. Take this 10 seconds to make yourself better. Bergvale will get his minutes next Thursday, unfortunately. Yeah, look, 1 out of 67,970,000 people.
The rest of them eat cheese and surrender. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, actually 3. I knew 3.
Oh, all right, Tim. It's 3 now. Okay.
I knew 3 that were really good people.
7 million people. The rest of them are all wankers. We know. Is it going to be 4 soon? Will it be 5 by the end of the stream? Let's just say it's single figures, and the rest of them. Yeah.
I haven't got anything come up about Andy's press conference. I don't know.
I've got him on the telly. He hasn't come up yet.
Kate, we won't be here on Monday because Kate's channel will be banned because Barry's upset a whole nation.
He's not only upset half the Tottenham fan base, he's also upset every person from France as well. Got some exciting news though. On Tuesday next week, I shall be making my debut on Last Word on Spurs with Ricky Sachs, which I'm kind of excited about.
Don't flip-flop, Kate. We'll all be watching. I'll be in the comments. Flip-flop, flip-flop, flip-flop.
Which is, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, quite a big channel. And Ricky Sachs messaged me and asked me if I'd go on. So, looking forward to that.
Look at her face, Jim. She's like a kid at Christmas. She got that present she wanted from Father Christmas.
Do you know what though? Yesterday, when I offered to host on We Are Tottenham TV, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." And then when it comes to an hour before, I was going to Jim. I really don't want to do it. I'm so nervous. I don't want to do it. So many people.
Who did you have on, Kate, with you?
Yeah, we was lucky.
Who did we have on in the panel?
Yeah,
Jimbo, Bobby K, and Jose.
Yeah, with Bobby K and Jose, it's hard to go wrong because they're both knowledgeable and chatters.
They're both Muppets. They made me look good.
Really, the attention's off you two, so it doesn't matter. No, Bobby, I've not been surpassed. When we get to the end of the show, you'll find out where I'll be on Sunday, and you don't need to worry about that. Mr. Big Time is back.
Are you doing the We Are Tottenham TV watch along?
I am doing the watch along on Sunday for We Are Tottenham TV, so everyone will be pleased. I'm not sure though how Barnaby is going to be able to cope with me. So,
you're doing it with Barnaby? Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So if you thought like Ashmatic or Marlon with Barnaby was going to be a bit strange, it was. Barnaby is going to have. He might not. He might leave halfway through. I don't know. You never know.
Oh my god! Do you know what? We are absolutely so watching that. That's going to be hilarious.
Everyone's that, bro. Do you know what Daigle said yesterday? He goes, I'm going to ask the Scotland Yard to put the sound of us commentating on rather than the actual commentary because it's just going to be like chaos. And just so you know, and I've said this, Barnaby, I sit on the right. So if you're watching this, Barnaby, I sit on the right. I don't want to make a big thing about it. The chair that you sit in, you're just keeping it warm for me, okay? So I'll be in my rightful chair, just so you're aware.
Oh, my God, you can't. Barnaby always sits there.
No, I'm sorry, Kate. I am Sim's alter ego. I'm in Sim's chair. I do the commentating. I shout wildly. I get told to stop shouting. I shout more. I tell everyone to smash a like. They say stop saying smash a like, so I say it a little bit more because it winds everyone up. So we're going to have so much fun on I'm going to have so much fun on Friday. Also, I'm going to be probably a little bit hungover as well. So that combination is not going to be good for Barnaby, let's just say.
So are you doing the fan show after as well?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll have to ring up. We'll have to come in.
Kate, I don't know about you, but who's in the back room? Kate, leave them till last. See if they drop off. Well, unfortunately, Bobby, that is my seat, mate, and there's no getting away from it. So it is my seat. So,
Oh my God. I hope you're live when you have the discussion about the seat, because that will be hilarious. No, I sit here. No, Barnaby. That's my seat. I don't think you understand.
No, there's no discussion. I'm getting there and I'm sitting there. If he's there, I'm going to say, Barnaby, mate, this is my seat. Sorry, mate. Come on.
It's like Friends. He'll have to take the cushions.
Well, if he doesn't like it, what can we say? We're going to have an argument before we even start talking about football. So
Yes. Drula, is it your cousin, Ellie's daughter? When does she get married? Is it this weekend? I think it must be this weekend.
I hope she's not getting married here because the weather is shocking.
No, she's getting married in Cyprus. That's where Ellie is at the minute. In case you haven't, because she's not been about, because she's in Cyprus. So, well, I'm not going to sit and wait for Ange Postecoglou to come out and say what he's going to say.
Well, Arteta's on at the minute.
Oh God.
Is he crying? Has he got tears coming down his face? Oh, the referees this weekend, they better not send one of my players off for breaking the laws of the game.
So are Ben and Sim going to the away game? Are they going to the match?
Yeah.
Good luck to them. Such nice guys they are. Such nice guys. They really are lovely.
They're really lovely. What are you creeping for? What are you creeping for?
No, but last night they said on their show, I just want to say thanks to Kate. They even came in and said, well done to me on live while I was live. They messaged in. It's just so sweet because I was so nervous.
Ben, Sim, if you're watching now, you never say that to me. You don't treat me the same.
I just think there's just two of just lovely guys. Probably
yeah, they are. Yeah, and Ben's voice will be gone because Ben will be the one trying to sing and go crazy and doing all these things. So yeah, it is. It's a very good. Yes, very, very enjoyable. They're very enjoyable human beings.
Yes. But so yeah, make sure everybody watches that. Chang, are you doing anything over the weekend live, or are you spending it just with your family?
Good question on this. Given how I have lots of time to kill this weekend for one reason or another, I'm definitely going to be doing a live watch along on Sunday, which I am very much looking forward to, whether that's going to be over on LTEL or Talk and Ball or the new channel that Mr. Colin Sievers is up and running over in the US. That remains to be seen, but I'll definitely be doing a live watch along. And most probably tomorrow on Saturday, I can't remember the time, but Mr. Senor Garcia is doing his members calling show on LTEL. So I will be appearing on his members calling show. To anyone here who isn't already a member of LTEL Cockerel, can head over to his channel. He's doing a members calling show tomorrow. He would definitely love to have more people taking part in his weekly scoreline predictions, much as what we are doing here. So yeah, those are the two that I have lined up for tomorrow and Sunday. And this is a big and, if everything goes well for me, I would very much to be back here again on Monday. Fingers crossed, if everything works out well for me, to dissect everything that took place on Sunday evening between United and Spurs.
I'm not Chang. After the disrespect Kate caused this week to Jimbo, I'm going on strike on Monday. So get my super sub in.
Why are you on strike Monday?
I'm not. I'm in Bournemouth on Monday.
So you're not going to do the show?
No.
Wow, Southampton 1 week and Bournemouth the next. Well done. Absolutely well done.
You are absolutely such a letdown, Nicholas. Absolutely disgusting.
I know you are.
But we will be doing the pre-match pump up on Sunday, so we've got to pump everyone up before we send them over to you.
All right. Well, you do that, and then I'll say I hope you all enjoyed the pump up. If you didn't, unfortunately, that's Kate's fault. So.
Well, it won't be me. I think it'll be Jacob's fault. I think he's hosting on Sunday. So
it'll be fine then if it's just push back down. Yeah, did once. Thanks very much. You did really well, Kate. Sunday. See you later. Just join as a guest, will you? Thanks.
Mr. Chang, any final words before we go?
Seeing as how we've already won 3 in 3, I would love nothing more for us to win 4 in 4 come Sunday. So I think the only way I can sign off right now is Come on, you Spurs.
There you go. Nicholas, any final words?
Yeah, just if you have your headphones in, then when Chang does that moving forward, you might want to take them out next time. Sorry for your eardrums. 4 in 4, 4 BJs in 4, 4 BJs for Jimbo, BJs for everyone. I'm not offering, by the way. I'm just saying your partners can do that. So apart from that, let's go. Let's beat United. Let's get into this international break. We'll be 6 in 6. And Ange will be in. Kate will be Ange in. If they lose, she'll be Ange out. Flipping and flopping everywhere. But let's have fun and let's enjoy ourselves.
Exactly
When's the international break?
After Brighton.
When
So
are they
we've
playing
got
Monday?
United.
No,
Ferencváros.
after Tottenham Brighton.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we got United, Ferencváros, Brighton, international break. And then it's hang on. Let me just get it because I had it here. Just because oh sorry, Kate, you're not in the We Are Tottenham TV group, are you? Let me just get it. Then we've got you're just in the pump up group, it's fine. Then we've got West Ham at home, AZ Alkmaar at home, Palace away, City at home, Villa at home, Galatasaray away, then Ipswich at home before the next international break. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then let's go 7 in 7, 13 in 13, Johnson 13 in 13, and the quad is definitely then on. So
I'd like to just say thanks, Nick, for your contributions over the last few weeks, but this will be your last appearance on the show.
if only it had been that simple, I'd have done it weeks ago. Only joking. Only joking.
Jimbo, I shall let you end the show as only you know how, but make sure everyone enjoys the match. Enjoy the win if we win, and if we don't win, it's not the end of the world. The sky literally won't fall down, but hopefully we will win, and hopefully Arsenal will lose. But have a great weekend, everyone, and come on, you Spurs.
3 games in a row. How easy was that? Never in doubt. And it's going to be 4 games in a row on Sunday. We sent the carrier bags into the bin bags, and we're going to send the Red Devils back down under with the devil. Come on, you Spurs. We fucking love you.